What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at The Fugitive, starring Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. The Fugitive tells the story of Dr. Richard Kimball, who is on the run from the authorities after being accused of killing his wife. While all the while, he is on a mission not only to clear his name, but to find the real killer, a man with one arm. So, what are my thoughts on The Fugitive? I think The Fugitive is absolutely fantastic. This is a gripping, beautifully paced, excellently done movie. The Fugitive is an action thriller done right. You have a team knows exactly what they're doing. You have actors that are committed to these roles and get lost in these performances. And you have a director, an Andrew Davis, who knows how to construct this story and knows how to pace this story and knows how to keep you gripped from start to finish. So let's talk about The Fugitive for a minute. Let's talk about this movie and try to keep this thing very, very short. From a casting standpoint, this movie is excellent. Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones play Richard Kimball and Deputy Gerard, a U.S. Marshal, perfectly. Harrison Ford as Richard Kimball, fantastic performance as this surgeon who is accused of killing his wife. Harrison Ford gives a very just dense, nuanced, and captivating performance. He is fantastic in this role. Harrison Ford, you can't get a bad performance out of Harrison Ford if you can, especially during this time where Harrison Ford was doing one good movie after another. The Fugitive is no exception. Fantastic. And you got Tommy Lee Jones, who plays the U.S. Marshal that's hunting down the Ford character. And Tommy Lee Jones is Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones, this movie to me is excellent. And not only that, to me, a lot of the movie's humor and wit comes from Tommy Lee Jones. And I think Tommy Lee Jones itself is fantastic in the role. And the scenes where Jones and Ford share some screen time together, some of the best scenes in the movie. But of course, the more famous one being the scene where they're in the sewer, the tunnel, and Ford says the line, "I didn't kill my wife," and Jones is like, "I don't care." Great stuff, excellent stuff. But this movie is also backed by a very strong supporting cast. You have Joe Battagliano, you have Daniel Roebuck, you have the actors that play the other U.S. Marshals on Jared's team. You have the actor who plays Frederick Sykes, and the actor who plays Kimball's friend Charles Nichols. They do really good in their roles as well. They fit those roles perfectly. With Joey Pantoliano playing the character of Cosmo, who works closely, who was pretty much like the right hand man of the Gerard character. And I like Joey Pantoliano. I think he's funny. And like Tommy Lee Jones, a lot of the movie's humor comes from Joey Pantoliano as well. I think he fits the role well. Just in general, I just like Tommy Lee Jones's little unit he has to themselves. I think they got a good camaraderie with one another, and I think they have a good rapport with one another as well. And I like this little underlying story about how they're breaking in this rookie character that's with them as well. So I thought all that stuff was well handled too. Um, some of the best scenes are pretty much Kimball's investigation into his wife's murder, and I love these scenes. They're very suspenseful. They're very they're very well driven and well directed. A lot of this movie doesn't really rely too much on dialogue. It relies mostly on facial expressions and just direction and the intensity of it. And that's where I think Andrew Davis really shines. From a directorial standpoint, this is a beautiful looking movie. It has a very grounded, realistic look to it. I think the cinematography is really damn well done, and it fits this movie's tone perfectly. This cat and mouse thriller. I mean, if I were to have one gripe with this movie, it would be like the eventual revelation as to why Ford's wife was killed. It's a little convoluted. We pretty much find out that there's this drug that's trying to get released, but it can cause some serious liver damage. Ford's character knew about it, and he was going to have that drug get postponed. So, as a way to make sure the drug did not get postponed, they pretty much orchestrated the the Dr. Nichols character, who was a friend of Ford, pretty much orchestrated this thing where he's going to he's going to kill the two major threats, so that this drug can be distributed, because a lot of money can come out of it. And that's where the Frederick Sykes character comes into play, where they take out this character called Lentz, and they were going to take out Ford's character was originally going to die, but as a contingency plan, his wife bit the bullet, and that's how Kimball gets framed for his wife's murder. And so it's like, yeah, it's a little convoluted when you try and piece it all together. It's like, oh, okay, this is a little too hard to swallow. But to Andrew Davis's credit, he made it make sense. he made it make sense, and it sounds convoluted, but and yeah, maybe it could have been like a different explanation as to why all this is happening, but you buy it, and it works for the movie itself, and I'm gonna give it that it works for the movie itself, you know. But I would have done something different. That's just me personally. Uh, so yeah. Actually, no. Those are just my quick thoughts on the Fugitive. Overall, I think this movie is a perfect 9 out of 10. The convoluted explanation does kind of hinder it a little bit because it is a little too much, but the rest of this movie is way too good. Beautiful suspense, beautiful done action sequences, particularly the train wreck sequence, which is just glorious to look at. Beautiful carnage, but gripping performances by Jones and Ford, outstanding, excellent, top-notch directing by Andrew Davis come together to give you an outstanding, perfectly well done cat and mouse thriller that you can't go wrong with. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for The Fugitive. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.